professor and I are waiting at a lunch truck to go ahead and get our food for the day, and this little bee keeps buzzing around trying to get at my sandwich because I'm waiting along with him to get his food.
Really?
And the bee just will not go away no matter how many times we swat at it. It gets frustrating to the point that my professor goes, you know what, there are just some days where I just want to drop kick a bee.
What?
Who doesn't want to drop kick a bee?
I've seen someone
No,
drop. I've heard someone drop kick the. I've heard stories of someone who did in fact punch a bee and drop kick the door.
Wasn't that your Taekwondo teacher?
No, this was the orchestra classroom.
And with that,
welcome to the Legend Hunters podcast, where bullshit reigns supreme.
I believe the word you're looking for is shenanigans.
Yes,
I call shenanigans on you, I call shenanigans on Leo, and I call shenanigans on your professor, Leo.
Shenanigans on you, shenanigans on your cow. How many more Disney references can we make in one
Shenanigans and all the foxes.
No. Moving on.
What, have another Foxy in your diet?
Oh, shut up. We'll get the FNAF.
Oh, wait. It's not you that's doing the eating.
We'll get the FNAF later. For now, how about we start with how everyone's weeks have been? Well, since Leo started off with that scintillating tale, why don't you continue?
Alright, I've been doing pretty decently. Just been busy with school. I had a paper due this past Monday that I'm glad to finally have off my back. I jumped onto the bandwagon of the Return to Lordran event for Dark Souls 1. And I gotta say, it was fun going through Dark Souls 1 again. I actually just beat Gwyn today by carrying him the fuck out.
Nice. I actually did try to go... I'm just going to say this. I did try to go back to playing Dark Souls 1 again, and I just got to say, fucking hell, it's a lot slower than I remember.
Well, yeah.
Yes, it is.
The main point of the Dark Souls 1 level design was intimacy. They wanted you to know everything and take an excruciating amount of time to get from point A to point die.
Yeah.
I actually went ahead and I was able to go ahead and parry Gwyn 5 times and kill him.
Wow.
Nice.
Now, if only we could have done that for the... If only we could have done that for the fucking Let's Play.
Oh no, we went a much cheaper route.
Yes, we did make a much cheaper route.
And I don't regret it.
I took care of all the bosses. Manus arguably was a pain in the rear, but after I figured out how his pattern worked, all I had to do was be slow and patient, and I managed to kill him.
Isn't he, like, hyper-aggressive for that game?
He's hyper-aggressive, but compared to Alon and the Fume Knight...
And anything in Bloodborne?
The main difference is that either of those bosses will attack you the moment you reach for your Estus.
Yep.
Whereas you still have a good amount of time to wait on Manus's attack. The problem with Manus's attacks is that his hexes will hurt a lot, even unless you time your blocks right with the silver locket.
Oh yeah, Manus is the only one who actually has hexes in that game.
Yeah, so you have to be really careful about using your Estus or using the locket, since it's both in the item slot. So it's a bit finagly with that, but otherwise he's not a bad boss. He's really enjoyable. Same thing with the Black Dragon Calamite.
Huh, really?
Yeah, the biggest thing about Calamite is that he has some really drastic attacks, and you have to get the pattern down first before you can go ahead and start attacking him in between the windows of vulnerability.
Huh.
All in all, I can say that this first initial run of Dark Souls 1 has been really productive, and I officially have a character profile that's on New Game Plus.
Really?
Sweet.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Man, it does take me back.
Otherwise, I haven't been able to do much. I've been really busy with school stuff that I can't really talk about right now, but we'll see how things go in the future. I think that's about it, aside from keeping up with occasional Pokemon news and
Which we have plenty of.
discovering my favorite cartoon from Cartoon Network being plastered all over the place on YouTube.
And that would be?
Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Oh
Yes!
my gosh, that legendary show.
My dad said it was
Yeah.
completely stupid and he hated it.
Honestly, okay, so after seeing some of the older episodes, because it ran for 6 seasons,
Yeah.
and seasons 5 and 6 were notorious because they kind of crashed the formula into the ground by putting the kids in school.
Yeah.
But by that point, there had been a lot of bastardization of the characters to the point that everyone had fallen into a trope rather than actually being characters.
I do remember reading this one creepypasta saying that the cul-de-sac was supposed to be purgatory for people from different eras.
Yeah, I've entertained that particular theory also, but to be perfectly fair, I think that, because keep in mind that part of that theory is that Rolf was supposed to be in the 1910s, the 1920s.
Yeah.
Rolf's technology equivalent has at one point a TV, albeit a very archaic one, and a paint generator. So again, that theory falls flat on its face.
I have a personal theory about Ed and Eddy, if everyone's willing to listen.
What's that?
My theory is that Ed and Eddy are not, they are actually living through their own lives, but what they're doing is that they're looking back on all these different memories from that time as old folks.
You haven't seen, there is an exact episode where the Eds actually go into different people's flashbacks, a la Inception, by jumping through people's memories.
Exactly.
And they actually jump around so far that they send themselves all the way back until they were kids, babies.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And there's also an episode where they actually show these guys as old folks, and they go, "Oh my god, we really are old."
Yeah. I kind of remember that episode.
I think that was them in the present, looking back and defining the entirety of the show through their old memories. Because there is a noticeable lack of modern technology in all of their memories.
I don't know. I think, like, the problem is that there was a certain consistency about what kind of technology the kids had, and it was sort of like late 80s, early 90s, because, like, some things made sense, like Eddie having a turntable still from his brother, the kinds of cars. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who has about the same amount of time as MatPat who could probably go ahead and tell you, like, this is about the approximate time we're dealing with.
You know, why hasn't MatPat done this for fucking film theory? He's done other TV shows.
Yeah, I would like to see what he would say about that.
Even though he might be a
but
complete and utter twat waffle about it.
I do remember something else, and this is just going to grind Zero's gears a lot more, is that in a recent episode of Teen Titans Go, they basically pull a YouTube poop.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. They take the original animation from Teen Titans, the good one, and then they filter in the Teen Titans Go voice actors.
Like it's a post-commentary thing, right?
No, not like it's a post-commentary. Like, they're doing their own episodes, but they're borrowing the animation from the first series, and then just making their own cut and stitch episodes based off of the animation it uses a little bit of everything from all the seasons from the first Teen Titans series, and even uses some clips from the movie.
I would say this, they did this before as well, where one of the villains, I forget what the villain's name was. Control Freak. He basically showed the Go Teen Titans, the original version, and
they basically broke the fourth wall and says, "Yeah, we went ahead and changed it.
which I will give
Basically
credit for.
said
I
that
will
to
give
all the
points for.
fans.
No, do not give points for that.
I will give points, damn it! And I will shout at you in a loud voice to do so.
Thank you for ruining the fucking mic.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, yeah, I will give points for being clever.
That's not clever. That's being asinine.
Or saying fuck you.
Or both.
It definitely seems vitriolic, and given I think the biggest problem is that we grew up in an era in which we still believe that cartoons should either A, teach a message, or B, just be fun. And now we have either you teach broad lessons in the form of Undertale, or you do utter nonsense which completely destroys whatever message that it was meant to teach. Like there are quote unquote holiday episodes that just it's all about Black Friday and the meaning of Black Friday.
Jesus Christ, I want to strangle a puppy. It makes me so depressed.
It's
Yeah.
not a corgi puppy.
Yeah. Anyway, away from that, Akari, why don't you tell us how your week has been?
What'd you say? I've been really deprived of sleep lately due to my having a bunch of early shifts this week.
Ooh. Mornings are not good for people like us.
I'm a cat. I'm supposed to be sleeping in all day. Oh, not really much.
Does that mean you eat copious amounts of cheese, Zero?
Shut up.
Nah, he ain't the Rat King.
Yes, I forgot. Legend is the Rat King sitting on his throne of iron cheese.
Iron cheese.
Oh, God.
I didn't leave it out in the sun
Not
that
much has
long.
been going around that much. I've been lucky enough to actually finally get myself a Pokemon Go Plus.
Finally.
Hey,
God,
Thanks to the good people at GameStop, they got a shipment of 5. And she had to go in, she went in for me and asked, can we hold on to one of these for my friend here? Because he's been able to get one for the past month.
That is so nice.
It is. I went down, picked it up, and I have been having a good time with it. And other thing I had a good time, happy day is I broke down and you got myself a brand new iPod.
Yay.
On which cost me almost $400.
Ooh. Ow. Ow.
But it was worth it because it's 120 gigs.
That explains the price tag.
Yeah,
And get this. You cannot get this one in actual other retail stores. You can only get the 128 gig iTouch if you go to the Apple store, like an actual store, or you go and buy it offline.
yeah, I believe that.
And the best thing is if you get it online, it ships to you within 2 days.
Nice.
Damn.
Free. Completely free.
Nice.
Yeah, I hate Apple and their need to go ahead and remove features, but damn, do they not love their customer support?
They have some of the best.
Yeah, although usually it's can you turn just turn it off and on again and see if it'll work.
Well, if that's all you need to do, then there's something going pretty right with the product. If that's all you need to do, just reset it a little bit. Of course, if it comes down to frequency, then you start getting into problems.
Yeah, like I've actually been noticing I've been getting like graphical glitches on my screen on my Mac. And this thing isn't even a year and a half old.
Considering how fast Apple was coming out with products, a year and a half old is ancient.
Fair point.
Ooh, what else has been going on? I've been keeping up my Halloween tradition of watching spooky movies for a month. And right before the podcast, I was about to sit down and probably watch my favorite Stephen King movie.
Oh, which one?
Misery.
Ooh.
The one with Ken Levine
I
in
need
it?
to guard my shins.
Ow.
Who?
I need to
The
guard
one
my
with Ken
shins.
Levine in it? I am in misery.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, God.
Hey, I gotta go ahead and make up for the fact that Moosey's not here.
Duh. And, what is it? Gaming-wise, I've been bouncing back and forth between Rise of the Tomb Raider on PS4, thank friggin' God, and I've been playing Sister Location, the latest Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Can we just talk about that for a moment?
Fine.
What are
Because
your thoughts,
oh my
Akari?
god, I am bravo, Scott, bravo.
Okay, but if you want for Akari's opinion, it's the best one since the original. I love it. You're not in one room for God knows how long. You're going to other places doing other stuff, and there's no time limit. You do this for the night, and there, you're done.
Yeah.
And oh my god, thank you, Scott, I think he borrowed from 3 again with the multiple endings.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, although
he
the
did.
one where you get gutted out.
Oh, oh boy.
Yes,
That's the
that's
canon
the
one.
canonical ending.
Ain't that
That-
lovely?
Still, I love the
That's-
idea of the other ending where you basically. Some people say that this is all spoilers, by the way. Play your game. Like skip over a few a little bit. But anyway, the ending where you basically get away with it, get to go home, and you take the robot with you, as the fans say, is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Especially
I don't-
with the exotic butters.
Oh, the whole touchscreen glitch. That was just gold.
Oh, yes.
Touchscreen glitch?
Yeah, so there's this touchscreen that you're prompted to type in at certain points in the game, but
the
it's
thing
glitchy
is,
as fuck.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, that one.
And you get, as you're trying to type in your name, the autocorrect steps in, and every single person who's ever used an Apple device suddenly felt sympathy pains for Eggs
Yeah.
Benedict.
At least the keypad wasn't Samsung.
Ooh, that is true.
Yeah,
We'll get into that a little bit later on.
Although I'm pretty sure that everyone has had to deal with angsty teen before.
Yep.
I was that.
Yes, you were, Zero.
And I was kind of like that too.
Although I am sad that they did not do like Edgelord McGee or something like that. They
Really?
just not doubled down on the humor while they were doing it.
Oh yeah.
I mean-
And
If you're too much of a scaredy cat like Leo to actually play a Five Nights game, just watch Markiplier's Let's Play.
Oh my god, Markiplier's Let's Play.
Oh,
By the
God.
way, within about 4 or 8 hours, after Markiplier said, how long before someone makes a remix of Exotic Butters?
boom.
There it was. And it's catchy as hell.
Yeah.
It's still in my head.
You know what I noticed? This is where after you get the alternate ending, I noticed something in the lower left of the screen. If you turn your screen up bright enough, or you watch it on TV, you can notice the words "fake ending" at the lower left bottom of the screen.
Ah!
Yeah.
I noticed it because I was rewatching the Let's Play with my mother because she wanted to watch it, and I noticed it for the first time. Like, oh shoot! So I went back and watched the one where he gets scooped out and it said "real ending." I'm like, Scott, you're a fucking genius right there.
Let me spell it out for you, for the people who look and find it.
No. That was Scott Soren saying, Matt Pat, let me settle the record straight with you. That's basically what he was doing with that. Is Matt Pat, let me set the record straight.
And with this game, now we know the origin of the purple guy.
Yep.
So basically, in the timeline, from as many times as I played, seen Let's Plays of this takes place after FNAF 4.
Actually, I think it's taking place during FNAF 4.
Or during, yeah, that could be it.
Actually, here's the secret that I found out. During the fake ending, if you press there's a keypad on the thing.
1983, I remember that.
You
And
press
it shows
1983 and it shows the images of the kid's bedroom on the TV screens.
That could be the hit. So yeah, 1983. It's probably either a little before, or probably during, or a little bit after it.
Because actually, if you look at there's actually hidden areas in the actual map. You actually see areas for both the spring plush mini game and the rooms for the what is it? For FNAF 4's layout as well.
You know, it's just occurred to me.
Oh, I didn't keep an eye on those, but yes, this is what I think a lot of fans like myself wanted with a FNAF game. We wanted him to step his game up, and he did it, and then some. Yep.
Yeah.
So, Scott Cawthon, if you're hearing this right now, man,
He's not.
you did it. You finally did it, dude.
You know, Scott Cawthon has time and time again earned my major respect for all that he's done. When he made FNAF, the very first game, what was that based off of? A failure. He made that because people looked at his kid-friendly game and said, boy, those animatronics look creepy. They belong in a horror game. Okay, well, I'll just make a horror game then. And he only made 2 and 3.
Phenomenon.
He reportedly only made 2 and 3 because it was fan requested.
Really?
Yes.
And then once 4 came out, he was realizing, oh crap, the lore for this is getting kind of convoluted even for me.
But at the same time, he also wanted to bring a very real experience to his fans. And when he released FNAF World, he realized, yeah, this is not doing good. So for the fans, he basically said you no longer have to pay for it and removed funding.
Yeah.
So he's someone who thinks of the fans first. And then makes a good, and then goes out of his way to try and make the best game he can.
Yes, he did. And for once, he did not jump the shark, or he didn't jump ahead of schedule. He actually released it on time.
Which is rare for
him.
As planned.
Which is rare for him, because he's in it.
I love the trolling he did prior to the game's release. That was genius.
Why don't you explain that one? I think I know what you're talking about, but please.
Well, after this, we do need to get back to how our weeks have been doing, because we've really gone off track.
Basically, what Scott did, he was making news saying, oh, I'm afraid to release this game now. I might have to delay it because it's too scary and dark. So basically what he did, he put a leak on Game Jolt, saying that this is the quote-unquote MA version. It turned out to be a kid's game.
Yeah, it was a camping simulator with Freddy's head attached to it.
He's like, it's like, never. I'll see you guys on the 7th.
Scott Cawthon.
Magnificent bastard extraordinaire.
Evil genius.
Anyway, with that done, that it for your week, Akari?
Other than that, not much else. What?
I was going to say, I think the rest of our week will be contained within the next couple of stories anyway, so.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. After just playing those couple of games and doing my little marathon, that's pretty much it. Okay,
I guess...
Legend, how about you?
How has my week been?
Maddening?
Well, I spent most of it awake.
When have you not?
No, I mean, like, I haven't slept. For some reason, I've been having premonitions. But anyway, besides that, school, okay, still in it, still chugging through. Work, not doing so much work because they haven't called me in. But, hey, I can wait.
So no puppers to play with?
No puppers to play with.
Oh.
Though, I did write about them, and the fellows over at the center they not only gave me their go-ahead to go ahead and do this bit of writing about them, but they also complimented me on the work.
Ooh, neat.
Which I'm very happy to say. Like, they said, this was very well written, and that... I do love hearing that.
Well, that's good to hear.
With regard to other stuff, in terms of gaming, I've been playing a lot of Disgaea 2. Surprise, surprise, I'm not playing FromSoft shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's been trippy. I've also been doing a little bit of brush ups for our Let's Play Dark Cloud 2. I've been trying to make sure that I am not jumping the gun because I do want to keep the experiences that I show on camera as genuine ones. This is a semi-blind playthrough for me, and I want to keep it that way. I want to make all of the reactions that you see and hear,
From at least you, at least.
from me at least, in the game, a first-time experience. Whether or not you want to hear that or not, I would like to hear from you. But that's my personal stance as of right now.
Well, given a Let's Play that I'm planning on doing in the future, which is also a news article we'll be talking about, it will be a half-blind one.
Oh, joy. And I'm pretty sure that some kind of a little extremely exotic butter will be involved.
Very.
You could call that a hint, but you could also call that a red herring. Pick it as you will. Let me see. Other stuff. This guy at 2. I've been playing. What else have I been have I been up to? No, I have. I've been sticking to just a few core games. I did pick up Skyrim a little bit. I picked up the. Oh right, there's one more. Witcher 3. I went back to it, going, okay, damn it, I'm going to play this game. I've been playing too much FromSoft. I've been playing Disgaea 2. This game has been here forever and has not been... See, I need to get the dust off of this damn game. I pick it up. 40 hours later. Damn, this is a good game. I wonder why I haven't been playing it. Oh, right, I have Dark Souls 3.
Sidetracked.
Good lord.
Good lord. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the games, and I'm looking forward to... Well, I can't play Witcher 3 on this channel. I don't think I could.
Why not?
Very first shot you get in the game is your former lover's ass. I go through a little bit further in the game after having shut the door. And I'm going through and I'm going, oh yeah, this is nice. Oh look, I wonder if she's... Hey look, that's a new friend. I know she's not Triss. I wonder if she's... Yeah, she definitely knows The Witcher, and those are nice.
Lovely melons in season.
Yeah, lovely melons you've got there. And not even censored. There's like nothing covering them. You see the full thing. It's full frontal.
Yeah, there's a lot more sex in video games nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Legend's parents, if they walk...
They know nothing. They know nothing, and they will remain ignorant.
Well, if they do walk in, I'm pretty sure your
They
mom...
don't. I make sure of it.
If your mom does, she's going to go, ay, mijo!
No, she's going to, like, look... She's probably going to give me the look of, I can't believe that this was what he asked for Christmas at one point. Then again, okay. I don't know. I've been keeping them away from that. Though they did actually react positively when I told them about Scott Cawthon himself.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird. Your parents actually like video games.
They were the ones who introduced me to it.
You know what? I gotta say this. Legend, Akari, both your parents are kind of awesome because, oh, god damn it.
Well, parent. You gotta remember, I only have one parent now.
I don't care. I'm just trying to say, you guys are really lucky because my parents kind of suck when it comes to video games.
I noticed my name was left off the list. Can you tell me why?
Because I don't know your family that well.
Okay, then allow me to go ahead and give you 2 details that you need to know. Number 1, my father is a pinball wizard.
Well, my dad's also good at Galaga, but that doesn't mean jack and squat.
To be fair, I respect your dad for being good at Galaga. And secondly, my mother used to play Super Mario Brothers 3 with me when I was a kid. She actually used to play with me, and we used to do the 2-player mode with Mario and Luigi. So I got to give my mom props for that.
All right then.
I mean, granted, she does hate my brother whenever he swears at Call of Duty, but that's another story entirely.
Oh, man.
Alright then, so if Legend's done with his week, then I might as well go ahead and start talking about my week.
By all means.
Well, I was trying to work on my review for my top 5 This is going to be a running thing. I'm never going to get
Just like my normal type review. It ain't coming.
anytime soon. Mainly because I got drawn into Stardew Valley.
Yeah, kiss your life goodbye.
Courtesy of Muzi.
Courtesy of
It's
fucking
about
Moose.
time.
Well, I bought it. She just kind of convinced me, kinda. So
Still
yeah.
her fault.
Yeah, so I joined that fucking cult.
And how many hours have you put in so far?
Considering I was playing it up until we were recording, about 48. So about 2 days, 2 days worth of playing in about a week.
Oh, God.
I'm on my second year.
Only your second year, as the hardcore players will say.
Only.
Only.
Oh god damn it. So yeah, that's been eating at my life.
Oh. Though I have seen, I've now finally seen full gameplay of it, and I can see why you're drawn into it. It definitely does have a lot of fun.
Mainly it's the idea of, okay, I'll do it up to this day and see what happens. Oh wait, something else is happening this day? Oh, let's see what's happening. Oh wait.
Like there's always something that's coming up that keeps you engaged.
Oh wait, my crops are going to be done today. Oh, one more day. Oh wait, there's a festival tomorrow? One more day. I'll get through that and save and... Oh wait.
So you're telling me Stardew Valley is officially the Manana game?
The what now?
The Manana game.
Oh, mañana, as in, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put it off tomorrow.
Yeah.
I would say it's more like, okay, what's a illegal narcotic substance that you just have to keep going over and over and over again?
Heroin.
There we go.
I thought you were growing crack cocaine.
Well, Yahtzee said he did. I saw his review of Stardew Valley. He says this has the same addictive properties as crystal meth, and I'm not sure if I would recommend either.
But you know that's Yahtzee. He has to be skeptical about everything.
He had more hours done in a week than I did.
How many did he put in?
About 50 or 60 hours.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Though keep in mind that that's his job to play. That's pretty much his job to play video games.
That's the best job ever.
I know, seriously.
No, the best job ever is being a food tester.
I don't
true.
think I could do it. Because
Oh,
you think, oh hey, I get to go ahead and try all these good foods, but you also have to sort out the bad ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I skipped the game.
What?
I
Oh.
skipped the game I was playing. This is another one I got addicted to, but this one's on my phone.
Oh.
Go for it.
PewDiePie's Tuber Simulator.
Ah, that one!
Oh my god, I am not really into simulator games that much, but oh my goodness. This is like the most addicting mobile game I played since Pokemon Go. Basically, all it is, you're playing, what if you want to be a YouTuber, all you do is upload videos, and you get if there's a certain trend following, you get double the points or views for that, and you buy stuff. The more stuff you buy for your room, the more levels you go up, and the more either views or subscribers you'll get.
Yeah, and it's also fun to customize the way your room looks, the way your tuber looks. And I've seen some people do some really, really creative and funny things with it. I just saw a video today of PewDiePie going over stuff that some of the tubers have made. One of which was a simulated chess game war between the barrels and the pugs, which was freaking hilarious.
The
Oh
fuck?
my goodness.
The other one looked like a porno shoot for the frog. I don't know what he was doing, and even he was going, what the hell?
Wasn't one of them like a swastika?
Oh, there were plenty of swastikas out there. And there's
Oh
also
my
plenty
God.
of literal shit.
So, literal YouTube poop.
Yes, literal YouTube poop.
Basically.
Isn't
And
it's the sad thing
it's a
that
free-
that's
it's a
how
free
YouTube
game, it's a
kind of
free
got
game.
started?
What's up?
What'd you say,
Oh,
Kari?
I'm sorry, Zero. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say it. I kind of talked over you. What did you say?
I was gonna say if anyone who's listening wants to try it out, it's a free game. It's on the iTunes Store or Android or whatever device you have. I say go check it out when you can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because A, I don't like PewDiePie.
And B, you've already got one addiction. You don't need another.
Oh,
He's got a point.
shush.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
Let me see. I almost forgot. There was one other little aspect that I left out of my week.
What?
Anime!
Oh yeah.
Like, how are the animes going?
Well, there is one that a lot of people have been waiting for, those who have read the manga. I take it that everyone knows who Hirano is?
Kota
Oh, yes.
Hirano,
Mm-hmm.
the guy behind Hellsing.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Hellsing?
No, the other one.
No, that's
I know Helsing.
You don't.
Kota Hirano is the creator of Hellsing,
Oh,
Duh.
okay.
and he's also the creator of this new series that has been released called Drifters.
Mm-mm.
And let me say this right now. There is probably more blood within 2 episodes of this series than in the entirety of Bleach.
Oh my god.
And this gets brutal. If you thought that anime could get brutal, wait till you see what happens when you remove the censorship.
Oh yeah, if I recall right, this thing has no censorship.
0. Heads will roll.
Literally.
Well, I don't know if guts are spilling yet, but there's some really, really brutal action shots. And then you remember, oh wait, this guy's the hero. Oh shit, what are we in for? And while Zero goes to answer the phone,
God damn it.
there are 2 episodes that have been released right now, and if you're into historical figures doing what they're famous for, historical references, and high-end, over-the-top, adrenaline-pumped bullshit action mixed in with Tolkien elements, then this is probably for you. Oh, and it's well animated.
Very well animated because it actually blends 3D animation well with actual.
With actual hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, unlike some anime I could think of. Excuse me.
I don't know, something caught in our throats at the same time. That was really odd.
Sounded like a bayonet.
Sound like a bayonet. But, yeah, I remember there was an anime that came out a while ago called Gate, and what the JSDF did there. This is much the same concept, only it takes historical figures from across many different eras, including Oda Nobunaga, Hannibal Barca, and several famous figures from Japanese history. The main character being Toyohisa what was it?
Iamatsu?
Shimazu.
Shimazu.
Toyohisa Shimazu. And they're badasses.
By the way, here's the thing. Shimazu and Nobunaga are traditionally seen as either villains or anti-heroes in our history.
They are.
Here,
They're the heroes.
and the bad guys,
They include, as of right now,
Joan of Arc,
Rasputin, Anastasia,
What?
As in the missing princess Anastasia.
yes,
Oh my.
and...
I don't know how Russia feels about that.
and also the Black King.
Whoa. The Black King, no one knows who he is, as of right now. But some of his achievements, as of right now, are crushing a single piece of grain and creating a massive amount of it, several numerous miracles, the development of agriculture for basically the orc army.
And he also has holes in his hands, a la stigmata.
We have no idea who he is. But he sounds suspiciously like someone we know very well. Gaster. Anyway.
What?
Moving right along.
Okay, so let me finish off how my week was. Thank you very much.
Please, by all means.
I also managed to pick up Dragon Quest VII: Fragments of the Forgotten Past for the
How's
DS.
that going?
Pretty goddamn good, and I've actually learned that they actually edited and removed and fixed a few things from the original PS1 version, which, by the way,
Mainly making the game less bullshit.
making the game far less bullshit, a better translation, because the translation for the PS1 version was ass.
As many
To be
games.
fair, to be fair, the reason for that is because that was the time they started doing accents in the Dragon Quest world. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the point at which everyone was speaking yield English,
Or,
and it sucked for the PS1 era. It sucked.
yeah, they was speaking in ye old English, and it was horrible. Not to mention that the names of the monsters were generic, some kind of off, like, Balthazar, like generic villain names. Whereas in the remake, they're the pun names.
Yeah. I think once we got it after 8, which is when the game hit its stride, that's when everything started going the way of the puns.
Yeah.
So,
But apparently the name
I don't remember who's the series director, but he got a case of me, and he just said, you know what, everything is going to be a pun now.
Yeah. They did keep the name of the final boss the same thing, Orogdemir.
Well, yeah, they have to keep the boss name there, but
Yeah.
you get the idea.
I think it's called Orogdemir. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Orogdemir, yeah, and he's actually been in the series quite a few times.
Really?
Yes, Orogdemir in the Dragon Quest Monster series, you can actually create Ogdemir.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So bosses definitely are an important part of the Dragon Quest series.
Especially in 9, where you had the grottos where you could fight all the bosses from the previous games.
Oh yeah, but now I'm taking away from your week again, so continue.
Well, like I said, I was playing that. It's a very long game. The original PS1 game was about 100 hours long,
They
over
cut it
4
down.
discs.
Damn!
Yeah, and now it's on one tiny little cartridge. But thankfully, they fixed a lot of things. The job system, originally in Dragon Quest VII, the original one, you had multiple jobs, and if you mastered a bunch of jobs, you would get hybrid abilities between the two. Like if you mastered the warrior and the dancer, you got the broken move known as sword dancing, which is 75. It's up to 4 enemies for about 75% power of your attack, which is very nice. What they did was they nerfed the hybrid abilities and gave them to other characters instead, so you can't get the hybrid abilities. You can still train monsters, is a lot easier. Leveling up the job classes is a lot easier too. You just have to win battles. You don't have to gain experience for it. You just need to win, say, for the dancer, 120 battles to fully master 8-star it.
Okay, so they streamlined it, made it cleaner to play, removed glitches.
Oh yeah, remove glitches. Also, combat didn't start in the original game until 3 to 5 hours later into the game.
Yeah, it really had a slow. This was the definition of a slow start.
Yeah, it was a slow burn. What they did was, in the remake, they simplified the puzzle to unlock the area that allows you to go into the past to go to the first island where you could actually fight monsters.
And starts the actual fucking adventure.
Yeah, if I recall right, it only took me about an hour and 15 minutes to get to that. And I was faffing about. So, yeah, they really streamlined getting to the combat. And they have the whole... it's not random encounters, they have monsters appearing on the world map a la Dragon Quest IX. So far, I think I'm about 20 hours in. It's pretty good. I've revealed a lot of islands and stuff. And every single island has their own accent. Like, one had German, one had Italian, one had a French accent. I think one was Russian already. And a lot of them are all English as well. And sometimes it's hard for me to go like, what? Wait, what were you saying? Because they have weird isms.
It's a very weird take on Western fantasy,
Yeah.
but one that I greatly appreciate.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah?
Has anyone in the series ever used the word okay?
I don't know.
Like,
Not since the original iteration of 8 coming out.
okay. Good, because okay is a semi-modern word, and it pisses me off whenever I hear it in some kind of, like, ye olde English.
You know, like when say, okay, take care, they don't do that. They say, be lucky.
Okay.
That's,
Be lucky.
Well, I'm speaking in a semi-modern context, so, well,
would that be...
semi-modern? Well, with the way things are going right now.
I think we're heading back to the Dark Ages.
Anyway.
Anyway...
Enough of that. Let's continue. Anything else to add to your week, Zero?
Other than me derping on not editing recordings or doing my Divide by Zero review.
Well, you've had your hands full. It's very, very difficult to bounce an addiction.
Yeah, true. Look at all these melons I'm carrying.
Your hands?
Do you like holding? Do you like grabbing melons a lot, Zero?
Well, yes, they're quite firm.
Literal melons! Literal! I love it.
With that done, how about 45 minutes in, we get into the actual news?
All right.
We're gonna be here a while,
we have
people.
a lot of ground to cover, so let's go ahead and get through this as best as we can. We have shitload of Pokemon news, not counting
Good
the stuff
Lord,
that
we do.
just came out this past Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through this as best as I can. Some of this stuff might be out of order, so fuck me, but we're going through it anyway. All right. First off, we have the first stage of the starter evolutions: Dartrix, the owl; Torracat, the flame cat;
No.
and Brionne, the singer.
Brionne. It's Brionne.
Brionne, whatever. The singer.
Yeah, the performing seal. And have you seen the crap that some journal articles are doing to try to inspire hatred and ire in Nintendo for making a feminine starter Pokemon?
What, in Brionne?
Yes.
Come on. The
We've had-
thing is adorable.
Not to mention that we've had a male Gardevoir before. Grow the fuck up, people.
Yeah,
People growing
seriously,
up?
Let's get over this.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Dartrix, hilariously adorable Pokemon.
It's basically Egoraptor as a Pokemon.
I was like, those like Edgeworth.
A lot of
Or
people are
Edgeworth.
naming it that. I think this is another case of Braixen.
Yeah. Braixen syndrome.
I mean, come on. You can't say no to that emo look. It's hilarious.
I almost had that look.
Especially when you piss him off, scratching him the wrong way. He's like, come on.
And he's also... he could also be Josuke. Don't touch the hair.
Don't touch the hay.
Alright.
Good God.
Everyone is giving shit to Torracat and wishing that the Korean leaks are not true because they want this thing to stand on all fours.
Yeah, I've seen comics where they put like weights on it and it's just working at them out.
Yeah.
Torracat looks awesome.
He's pretty
I
buff,
like
too.
it too, but just too many people hate on the firefighting trope of
With
starter
good
Pokemon.
reason.
It's not going to be firefighting. It's probably going to be fighting dark.
Well, no, Fire Dark.
Fire dark. Fire
Yeah,
dark.
I mean, everyone's hoping for Fire Dark too.
I'm hoping for Fire Ground, personally.
That's a really bad typing.
Not if
That
it's
is a terrible
aggressive.
typing.
Not if it's aggressive.
It's actually pretty bad. Makes
Not
it
if
4
it's...
times weak to water.
Yes, but consider this. Super weak to water, but that can come with its own bonuses in many Pokemon teammates who can take advantage of it. Second, Fire Ground is terrible defensively, but beautiful offensively.
I would like to have a dark type that's kind of on the defensive side. But
We already have one. We have Houndoom.
Well,
It
that's
never
more
used
offensive
Houndoom.
than defensive. And with Megas being banned,
Oh, yeah. Speaking
We'll
of
get to
Mega...
that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, they actually did nerf parental bond.
anyway.
So what's next on the list?
And then lastly, Brionne looks adorable as fuck.
Yep.
It
and
does.
I am
All
willing
right.
to believe that it can be a fairy type.
All right, we have the evolution of Join Avenue from Black and White 2. It's now being called Festival Plaza.
Yeah.
So
And-
basically, this circular area lets you go ahead, party with your Pokemon, take them to certain houses to EV train them, get your festival coins by directing people to go to certain attractions, and you can party with your friends here.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm like, I like the idea after looking at the preview of that.
I did like the Festival Plaza in Black and White too. It was actually pretty interesting. I just hope that doesn't completely eliminate super training.
I think this is the super training. You can do it by yourself or with
Well,
others.
here's the thing: is that you could probably still super train, but there are so many other options. Now,
True.
this is one of them, and we'll get to the other one later just in a quick second, which is the Pokepelago.
Oh yeah, they have that too. Where
So now they're revamping the boxes too.
I think this is something you can
yes.
actually. This is what you can do with Pokemon in your boxes. Something you can transport them to. It's not going to replace boxes.
Oh, okay. That would make slightly more sense, but
But when they came up with this, having you actually do stuff when you put them away and actually have them level up or something like that when they're doing it, this set, everything, that's awesome.
so we have 3 islands that you can drop your Pokemon off to.
Technically, we have
First is-
5. We just only know about 3 of them.
Okay, so 3 of them have been announced. One is Isle of Beans, which allows you to attract wild Pokemon.
As well as get the Pokebeans for the Pokemon Refresh.
Next is Isle Apun, which lets your Pokemon go on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon styled adventures and get valuable items for you.
It's called Isle of Fun.
And then there's Isle Level Up.
Yeah.
No, Zero. It's called Isle of Pun.
Ugh, shut up, Leo.
No, this is the pun that they built
Oh
in.
my god.
And then there's I'll Evel Up. Eevee Up.
Which is easy, which is both for effort value training and level training.
Oh.
They're not even hiding their pretensions anymore. I love it.
They're really upping up this game to be as good, even better than the previous ones.
Seriously. There's so much
Yeah.
shit in here. Did you know that actually, in the game size for X, Y, and Oris was about 1.2 gigabytes.
Okay.
The next one is going to be 3.2.
Yes!
Holy shit!
This means that there might actually be hope for a post-game.
Yeah, but it could also be not only the graphical update, because they actually have gotten rid of 8-directional movement. It's now completely smooth movement now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're not completely locked. Also, the D-pad doesn't work.
You also have full motion characters almost all the time. You don't have those kind of weird Meave type trainers on the overworld.
Yeah, and I kind of noticed something with some of the demos. As you're approaching a trainer that can battle you, there seems to be some black, the borders kind of darken before suddenly they immediately notice you.
Huh.
So now there's a trainer radar.
Yeah, you're getting within a certain trainer's field of view.
Those alone trainers know when they're being watched.
This is going to be Pokemon Gear Solid.
Yeah, good luck getting by some of them. You're going to trigger the alarm.
Snake! What? I left my superior back in Unova.
The Pokemon Sun and Moon has confirmed Mega Evolutions.
Yes.
It appears that that some of the ones from X and Y and some of the ones from Boris will be returning, although it's not confirmed if there's going to be a version split like they did in the previous games.
Apparently, you can actually buy the Mega Stones using battle points.
Oh boy.
They're like 64 battle points each.
So now you have a reason to go to the fun fest.
Yeah.
I'm feeling motivated.
As Zero mentioned earlier, parental bond did get a nerf. It's only going to do 25% damage on the second hit, not 50.
But tournament rules have come into play as well.
And Megas are banned this generation.
Well, they're banned for this season. They're banned for the season.
They're banned for
because
this season. So
we don't know what we're doing. There might be changes that will make it okay. They might just get rid of it wholesale. We don't know. But at least this is a sign that Game Freak is saying, okay, so maybe we went a bit overboard on some of these abilities.
excuse me.
No!
Yeah, I was about to go. You think?
I wouldn't hold your aggression there yet. We have something quite grown-worthy coming in next.
Oh yeah, we're getting a gift with the demo.
So, last demo you got the choice of getting Mega Steel with the demo for Horus. You got the choice of Mega
Steelix
or
for
Mega
Japan.
Glalie, depending on which version you got.
Well, Mega Steelix was for people exclusively in Japan and the PAL regions.
Okay.
Mega
So then
Glalie
Mega
was only
Glalie
for
was
us.
just for US. Okay, so everyone got Mega Glalie in the last demo. This demo, you get Ash-Greninja.
Heck yeah.
Fuck
Which
no.
is, first off, confirmed canon. Because it is called by the official materials Ash-Greninja.
Why?
Why
did you ruin a perfectly good Greninja?
Secondly, this Pokemon is never going to be used because it is always weak to Charizard X.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay. In all fairness, this is basically going to be something to make people actually choose between Protean and something people other to use other than Protean. So Battle Bond goes ahead once Greninja kills a Pokemon. Battle Bond will take over and it gets the buff to Ash-Greninja. What the fuck this actually does, we don't know.
Apparently it boosts its speed and power, I think.
Allegedly, it's going to boost speed and power, and some people believe that it affects the base power rating of Water Shuriken.
If that does, that would actually make the move viable. Which is a sad thing because...
Now, if only it had Skill Link with that ability.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Hell
So,
I
we will
know.
see how this works. Battle Bond, it's going to be interesting whether or not Battle Bond can be bred down, or whether or not it's only available on the one that you get the first time around. So we'll see how that works out.
Right. Okay.
All right, let's get into new Pokemon.
Oh, please let me start this one off.
All right, you can go ahead and start this one off, Legend.
I have been waiting for this typing forever! Dragon
That's fine, my friend.
fighting!
That's fine.
So, we have confirmed the signature dragon being Jangmo-o into Hakamo-o and Kommo-o.
That's a lot of O's.
That is a lot of O's, but it also makes a lot of sense considering the region this is based off of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There are not as many letters in the Hawaiian alphabet as there are in other languages. So they have a lot more vowels stuck together.
Gee, you think? But I was thinking it sounded more like Susanoo.
That is also true. And I am absolutely going to name this little bugger a Susanoo when I catch him. So,
some people have been saying that Kommo-o looks a lot like a Pillar Man.
Yeah.
he does!
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to name mine either Cars or AC/DC.
I'm thinking more along the lines of Wamu, considering his special ability. Which is to
Let's
say...
get into the signature move, Clanging Scales.
Oh, the signature... Yeah, what does this signature move do?
It's basically supposed to be a Dragon-type special close combat.
Sound-based, if I recall right.
High power, but it goes ahead and drops defenses afterwards.
Yep.
Now I'm wondering if with the soundproof ability, would that negate the defense drop?
No, Magnemite actually came with soundproof, and it could also still use Sonic Boom.
No.
No. But he's asking, because clanging scales is a sound-based ability. Would it
Negate
would it
the
still
defense
be
drop on itself because it's basically like close combat.
I would think not. Mainly because it is, in fact, from what you've described it to me, he's tearing off his scales to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that the game mechanics have already proven that stealth drops don't count towards activating abilities. That's why you can't get Mox. I'm trying to remember what the ability is. It's basically like whenever your stat goes down, your attack goes up.
All right.
Like, that's the reason you can't use superpower to abuse one of those abilities. I think it's like it's not Moxie, but it's like
Contrary.
crap. Contrary, thank you. Yeah, you can't use like Moxie to act. No, you can do it for Contrarian, but you can't do it for other ones. I will look this up and I will remind you. I'll tell you which one it is in a second, because move that I cannot remember for the life of me that says that where that works. Give me 1 second. Keep going without me.
Okay. Next up, we got the next Pokemon shown off, which is Type Null's evolution, Silvally.
Holy crap, this thing evolves!
It evolves by breaking off the helmet on its head willingly.
I trust you. Head
And
smash.
not to mention, it has an ability that's similar to a certain other godly Pokemon.
Yeah.
Hell,
the
just say the name.
RKS system. Arceus.
Basically, it will turn multi-type depending on what item it's given.
Actually,
So it could be like Arceus, any type.
Yep. And its back feather things and its eyes and the little gears for its jawline change color depending on that.
I should also note that this thing comes with its own signature move, which is
Multi-attack.
which we are basically considering it as a lesser form of Judgment, though I should note that Judgment with a special attack, this one appears to be physical.
Yeah. So that means that we're probably going to be getting one hell of a bruiser. Not to mention the fact that apparently when it evolves, its speed goes way up.
Defiant. Defiant was the ability I was trying to remember.
Oh, Defiant.
Yeah, when you can't activate Defiant, Defiant's ability on your own stat drops.
Ah.
So it's not likely that you'll be able to negate that defensive drop from playing his scales.
Alrighty.
Okay, but yeah, Silvally looks again. That confirms what people have been saying about Arceus relations. The actual item that lets you activate the Arceus system is called Memory.
Yeah, so I'm willing to bet there's like fire memory, water memory, earth memory.
It's basically going to be exactly that with the plates. Although I'm curious now what exactly the difference is in Silvally's attacks or Silvally's stats from Arceus now. Because remember, Arceus is one of the few used to have the highest best stat at 720,
And then,
with 120 in each stat.
but then Mega Rayquaza appeared.
Right.
Yeah.
However, so given how certain Pokemon that are genetically aligned, such as Mewtwo to Mew, and Eevee with the Evolutions, I'm curious to see what kind of stat spread Silvally and Type Null will have in relation to Arceus.
Well, didn't Mew have 100 in every stat?
Right, but that's because they also modified Mewtwo in order to be more warlike.
True.
And then you have Manaphy and Fione. And Fione is just like a half-statted Manaphy.
Which is completely and utter trash.
Well, that's because you put it with the Ditto. That's the point.
Yeah, and by the way, Fiona is still pretty goddamn creepy.
Yeah, they kind of are. Cute, but creepy.
Anyway,
Let's move
speaking
along.
of creepy, we have Alolan-type Grimer and Muck confirmed.
Oh my god, they're tripping on acid.
They
No,
are
they are
acid. They've always
They're
been
not
acid.
themselves.
But now they look like it. They look like
No, they look like the sludge that kind of forms when the draining pools in this town kind of start drying up. The flood pools.
It has that shimmery
Oily look.
appeal to it.
Yeah, and apparently those little crystals in the bucktooth look of Grimer are supposed to be crystals that have formed from it eating all the sludge in Alola. That is basically so potent and deadly that it can't actually that they can't actually be broken down.
Oh, God.
So you're telling me that's like crystallized waste?
Yeah, crystallized waste that can't be biodegraded.
Both of them are poison dark, and they have access to poison touch and gluttony as abilities.
And they also learn Chomp, apparently.
Well, they have to because of their new dark type moves.
Yeah.
Plus, those crystallized fragments probably act as like the strongest teeth in the world.
Pretty much.
Ugh.
The next couple of Pokemon actually were confirmed very recently. First, Bunsweet is going to be a 3-stage Pokemon.
Which is awesome considering what it evolves into.
First we get Steenie. Which is... Go ahead, Leo.
Which is it's adorable.
It's a twin-tailed tomboy Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yep. And
then it evolves into Sarina.
This thing... Leo, I'm hyping out too much. Please, step in, please.
Dead ass, though.
It's a drama queen.
No, this Zero. This is Bayonetta Pokemon form. Oh my god!
By the way, it's named Sarina. If I get one, I'm nicknaming it Elena.
Of course you are.
Dragon Quest.
Sarina has the nature of high-class nobility. Any Pokemon or human that approaches it with evil in mind will be punished forthwith. Only the strongest Asini are able to evolve. Sarina is a high-kicking virtuoso. Its signature move is called Trop Kick.
Spelled T-R-O-P.
Trop Kick, like tropical.
Yep.
Which goes ahead and lowers an opponent's attack when it connects.
So it can hit you and then force you to
bow down.
Mm-hmm. Which raises its own defenses as well as does damage on the other side.
Basically, it's a dominatrix.
It said that the Pokemon loses strength if the crown-like protuberance on its head is touched.
Yeah, but you're not going to get there first. This thing's signature ability is Queenly Majesty.
AKA the same thing as Bruxus's ability as a priority blocker.
This thing is immune to priority. You can't prankster it. You can't hit it with priority anything. Priority Brave Bird will fall short.
You know what I just realized? Nintendo has been having a weird vendetta against priority moves lately.
I wonder why. It was effectively the metagame.
It was. Next, we get the confirmed evolution for Cutiefly, which is now
Ribombee. Ribombee.
It's adorable.
I love saying that name. Ribombee. Ribombee.
I'm waiting for it to evolve one stitch further.
You
yeah, we're all waiting for that third evolution. We have confirmation for one Trial Captain and one Kahuna.
I'm already predicting the fan art that's coming out about that poor Kahuna.
Oh no, it already exists!
I know it does.
I've seen like 6 to 8 already today alone.
Really?
Yes.
God damn, the internet was fast.
Island Kahuna Olivia.
The Kahuna of Akala Island.
Who is a rock-type specialist.
Who, yeah, because she has a, she has a rock drop. She has a Probopass, not Probopass, Nose Pass, and she also has a rock ruff.
Fantastic.
Oh dear God. The fan art is not going to cease yet.
Nope.
Nevertheless, praise reviews for Olivia, And then we also have Trial Captain Ilmia.
Ilima.
I will say this. I've seen plenty of normal type trainers in my day, and not one of them ever made me think this person absolutely trains normal types.
Really?
Yeah, with few exceptions. Whitney, I could sort of think, oh hey, yeah, she's into the cute stuff. I can see that.
Whitney would have been a fairy type if it existed back in the day.
That's true. Now I think about it, yeah. And most of her Pokemon did end up becoming fairies.
Except for Miltank.
With the
Except for
exception
Miltank.
of Miltank.
And technically her outfit was more designed off of a Miltank, or a mix between Miltank and Clefairy.
Yeah. But again...
I think it could be forgiven, though. I think it could be forgiven if we said that she was more fairy.
But what about the human equivalent of a Bidoof? Or a Zigzagoon?
You don't see that.
Or a Dunsparce. This man is a walking Dunsparce. He does not stand out to me.
No, he looks as normal as possible.
I know, and it's weird.
Because wasn't Aloe? She was a normal type one.
Aloe?
Yes,
The
she
second
was.
gym leader?
Yeah, Black.
The one who
Yes.
killed our asses?
Yes. Yeah, she was a normal. She was an archaeologist. She was a museum curator. She should have been a ground type.
Big Mama.
Big Mama.
But yeah, she stands out as a big mama. We've never seen one of those.
Yeah.
We also have,
Sharon was also a normal type gym leader.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He was
Hello,
no,
Sasuke.
no,
How
he was-
are you doing in your day job?
Yeah.
You might want to-
Alright. Lastly, we have news from Pokemon Tournament. They're getting a new fighter in the form of Caesar.
Yep.
Okay, is
And all I
he
can
slow or
say
fast?
is,
He's fast.
Garen fucking Lagan.
Seriously?
You haven't seen the
Like,
trailer,
his-
have you?
His
That one
final move might as well be from fucking Gurren Lagann.
Are we talking Giga Drill Breaker or something else?
More like a
It's-
chainsaw breaker.
Yeah, pretty much, but like some of the ambiance of this move, this is like, oh, come the fuck on. You're already murdering him in the regular game. Why do you need to be OP here?
Okay, while you
You know-
guys continue, I am going to look up this this move.
Well, the last bit of Pokemon Sun and Moon news is that we're finally going to get a demo October 18th, which, if I
Yes.
recall right, is 3 days away from when we record it. 2 days away from when we post this.
Two
Woo.
days away from when, 3 days from right now, 2 days from when we post this. So go ahead and get on your Wi-Fi networks or go to your nearest McDonald's and download this thing.
Sheesh.
Alright, that takes care of the regular Pokemon news. We have two tidbits from Pokemon. We have two Pokemon Go updates.
Oh,
Yep, one of them being
Go ahead and take
Now
these,
what-
Akari.
okay. First one is a medal system because every time you catch say you catch a certain amount of Pokemon, you get this achievement. What they're doing now is if you caught that many Pokemon, it will be easier for you to catch that typing. Like for example, the more water type, the higher level your water type medal is, the more likely you're going to catch water types, and
Well,
so
that's-
on and so forth.
well, if that's the case here, we're just going to be getting nothing but rock, ground, and fire types.
Well, the thing is, it depends with, like I said, it goes up a certain level. Basically, on how, let's say, it's like 500 psychic types or something. You're going to see more psychic types.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't see
Yeah.
anything here but rock, ground, and fire, so it's going to be easier to catch the rock, ground, and fire types. And Legend's jaw just dropped when he saw the trailer.
Yep.
So, Legend, what do you think? Beep, beep, beep. Application legend.exe has stopped functioning. Please consult your network provider.
And
By
not
the
to
way,
mention,
when I switched
the
to Plaza-
other update they're doing Pokemon Go is on the tracker will also give you where you caught the Pokemon. Like we say, where at the city, what state.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think it's actually a good idea.
it'll help you let you know where you caught rare Pokemon, which means absolutely jack shit given the way how things work, if you ask me.
It depends.
Alright, let's get into some of the stupid news of the week.
Oh,
we
And
are now.
boy, is this first story incredible. I would be surprised if this didn't show up on Radio Dead Air this coming Monday.
Uh-oh.
Little white lie about Guilty Gear tournament leads to Japanese worker getting fired.
Oh.
really?
Okay, so here's the thing. Masahiro Ito, a government worker, went ahead, took some time off, went to Paris, and then came back.
Okay.
When his co-workers asked how he did, how was his vacation, he claimed that he won Autumn Sunfest as in the Guilty Gear game, and he won the $30,000 prize pot.
Really?
So his friends go ahead here then and say, "Wow, that's incredible!" And so the friend tells his co-workers. The co-workers tell the media, and the media start printing stories.
Uh-oh.
So they go ahead and they start wanting to the reporters want to go ahead and talk to the creators or the sponsors for this particular tournament. Here's problem number one. Autumn Sunfest does not exist.
Really?
Yes. Problem two. On this guy's, I think it was on his Twitter or on his Facebook, he posted pictures that he allegedly, that of his alleged vacation. They were ripped from a blog.
Uh-oh.
So, no one can corroborate his story. Everyone is upset at him for apparently winning a tournament that no one was participating in. And so, out of embarrassment, he got canned.
Really?
Ouch.
Yes. And here's the best part of this story. Apparently, reports are he never even left the country.
So, aka a grade 8 douche nozzle from the start.
He lied about going to Paris. He lied about participating in a tournament which didn't exist. He lied about winning 3 million yen.
Good lord.
And even France, where the actual tournament took place, which was just called Sunfest and not called Autumn Sunfest, even reported on this and like, this guy's an idiot.
So, the ultimate case of liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yep.
If only it were literal, then it'd be even more funny.
Mm-hmm.
Joy.
Although, technically, Nash has actually done a news story like that.
Right. I bet he has. Alright, next
Speaking of
on the
news.
list we have Digital Homicide.
Oh, I've been waiting for this one to drop on Jim Sterling's channel. I have yet to see it.
Oh, he's not doing it because he has to be professional about it.
Yeah, one of the things you can't do is once you're in a lawsuit, you can't really talk about it. It's best to leave the lawyers talking about it.
Yeah.
However, he might start talking about it again because Digital Homicide withdraws its case against Valve and Jim Sterling.
Yeah, because they didn't have a case to begin with.
Well, so quick review for anyone who's been living under a Havel monster. Digital Homicide is a terrible publisher who makes quick games for a quick buck.
Who basically just take assets and just repost them as a game.
Jim Sterling would rip them a new one in his game reviews.
Then they...
Digital Homicide took offense at Jim Sterling for reviewing their games badly and started going after independent Steam reviewers.
By the way, did we mention that all of their games were shit anyway?
Yeah, I mentioned that they were terrible people.
Terrible people making terrible, terrible, terrible games, and who were too easily butthurt and acting like immature children.
So they went ahead and they asked Valve, please give us the names and personal information for all these reviewers who are talking bad about this. And,
No.
and what is Valve's response?
Go fuck yourself.
In so many words.
What did they
so
do?
Digital Homicide decides to actually sue Valve for this. And their response is...
Their response is no. Basically no.
So they've been in court for quite a while, and despite all the damages that Digital Homicide claims, they are actually going to go ahead and dismiss the $18 million lawsuit against Steam reviewers.
Yep. And apparently there was also a $13 million lawsuit against Jim Sterling.
10.7 million.
10.7 million, but still.
Good lord.
10.7 million against Jim Sterling.
Do people honestly think game reviewers make that much fucking money off their riffing?
Well, here's the thing. It's not about whether or not they make a lot of money. It's about how much. Okay, again, talking like an attorney, but again, I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just saying, like, the idea behind it. It's not how much that you make that they're suing damages. It's how much they suffered harm.
Yeah.
So it's not. So that's the legalese behind it, and saying like this is why they have to actually when they actually are initially suing someone, they have to say they have to essentially show the receipts for why they should be paid that much money.
Yeah, and basically this is a complete and utter load of wank. Not to mention the fact that Digital Homicide was trying to fundraise the funds to sue everyone.
Oh,
yeah, which is also rather odd.
I'm surprised people, like those people who were in Alaska that were trying to hold down that place, people were actually selling, who were begging for supplies. People were actually selling them like industrial gallon sizes drums of lube.
And dildos.
Yeah. I'm surprised people weren't doing that to Digital Homicide.
Do we have any reports? We should find out if there are any reports of litter bombings.
Oh, oh god, that's horrible.
We have a sad story this week. Susan Asaron, the voice of Sailor Pluto, died from cancer at 44.
Ooh.
Oh god, I remember watching that, and her appearance was one of the highlights for me. And then finding out a couple days ago that she passed away from this, it tugs my nostalgic heartstrings, and I of course shared this with Yami, and she also kind of lost it because obviously Sailor Moon's a big part of her life.
Sailor Pluto was actually one of my favorite Sailor Scouts back when I used to watch the series.
Did she have a Cypher weapon?
No, that was Sailor Saturn.
That's Saturn.
Sailor Pluto had a giant key.
It was a giant key staff.
Yeah, she was the keeper of time.
There are certain parts of the Sailor Moon saga like some of the later portions just like poofed. So I don't remember some of those portions as well as I do like the early stuff.
Let's see. There was the original Netherworld. There was the Tree of Life. There was the Wise Man.
There was the Black
As soon as Sailor Minute came into the scene, I think that's where the memories start fading.
And then there was S with the Death Busters and the Outer Scouts.
Okay, now that's okay. Yeah, that's about the point at which my brain said nope.
And then after that, it was the Dark Moon Circus. That's where I kind of stopped after it ended.
I stopped after episode 2.
And, of course, the infamous Sailor Stars, which is with the Star Seeds, and, of course, the Star Scouts, who are guys who turn into chicks, it's girls.
Okay,
No, girls who pretend to dress as guys who are actually scouts. And they're like a pop group.
What?
Yeah, and then that's when they introduced the Ultimate Sailor Scout, Sailor Galaxia.
Okay, let's move on. This is getting way too complicated.
Okay, this one I gotta take this one.
Okay,
it's super big. Okay. For as we know, for months, Samsung buyers have been plagued by this problem with the Galaxy Note. With their batteries going kaboom, even especially with the replacements. Samsung had sucked it up and are like, okay, no more. No more Galaxy Note 7s. They can say you can ship it back. We'll get you some stuff, in return. A different phone. And just recently, but a friend of mine just said that he turned his phone and he also got a new phone and a for free Samsung 32-inch TV.
Really?
Yeah, it was Cat.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, nice. And so basically, and not to mention, they're trying to see you shipping them back in fireproof boxes.
Yeah.
How does that? I would be nervous as fuck trying to ship these things, like a box load of these things, in the back of the truck.
They're basically
I mean,
shipping
like,
bombs.
They won't even allow them on planes anymore, apparently.
Nope.
They're now...
So,
Apparently, people are saying, if you have a Galaxy Note 7, please turn the goddamn thing off, you goddamn idiot.
yeah. So basically, this is for one thing. I'm glad to say that I'm glad I'm an iPhone guy.
I've always been an iPhone guy ever since I had an iPhone.
Same here. Always been iPhone. Okay.
All right. Next, technically the Pokemon Go news, but these guys are kind of silly. Pokemon Go players are trying to bring federal complaints because they got banned after spending money on Pokemon Go.
Really?
Wait, what's going on here?
Okay, so let me explain how this works. So people got Pokemon Go, and they put money down into it.
Okay.
And for one reason or another, they got their account banned because they were using tracking apps.
Tracking apps.
Apparently that's what most of the complaint was, that they were using third-party applications.
Ah.
And then Niantic blocked them. So basically said, you're banned now. And people had spent, one customer in particular spent nearly $450 on the game before getting banned.
Wow.
Ooh.
And so basically that person in particular says that they either want their money back or they want to continue playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why I never sunk money into Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's kind of why...
Other people apparently joined the complaint because they have concerns about Pokemon gyms showing up on private property.
Well, I can understand that. Like, you don't want a whole bunch of kids...
So some people are joining this motion to try and get the federal government to do something about it.
Yeah, well, I don't think people were... I don't even think Niantic was expecting Pokemon Go to blow up as it did.
No one was.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's move from depressing and upsetting topics to something much more lighthearted. How about Batman beating up the creepy clowns?
I think I heard about this.
Batman in Northern England promises to fight creepy clowns.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm pretty sure by this point everyone has heard of the spooky, scary clowns that are just showing up on street corners, terrorizing people in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Yes.
So apparently a Batman, or a man dressed as Batman, I should say, in Cumbria, located in northwest England, is dressing up as Batman to combat the clowns.
Oh god. Now we're gonna deal with Batmans too.
I'd rather have a Batman than a clown.
We have Batman fighting the Joker.
I am suddenly
There you
reminded. I am suddenly reminded of Heath Ledger's movie, where the very first thing we see is a bunch of Batmans with shotguns going around and trying to stop crime. But Batman doesn't wear hockey pads.
Good lord.
Adult Swim finally finished the animated retelling of State of Georgia versus Denver Allen with Rick and Morty's help.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I saw that one when it was in black and white.
Right, but now they've actually fully animated this and done proper coloring. So what this is that back in San Diego Comic-Con, Adult Swim showed off a quick video featuring the Rick and Morty voice actors playing out
They were reading the court script of the judge and a particularly belligerent defendant.
Yeah.
Yes. So Morty plays the judge, Rick plays the accused murderer, and they basically go down this incredibly wacky court hearing.
It is quite explicit, and it is absolutely hilarious.
Completely
It
weird.
is.
I'm not a fan. I've never really watched Rick and Morty, but then again, I don't watch TV much anymore.
It's actually really good. I would recommend it. It has a good sense of nihilistic humor. I think you'd enjoy it, Zero.
Yeah, well, just because I'm a nihilist doesn't mean.
Doesn't mean you like it.
Yeah.
No, trust me. I think it'll reverberate with you on a certain level. Anyway, let's see, what else do we got here? 2 games dropped onto the Wii U eShop. We got Wild World, Animal Crossing, and Kirby Canvas Curse.
Seriously, why are those games on the Wii U and not on the 3DS Virtual Console?
No idea.
Seriously.
No idea.
I mean, it's just complete another asinine bullshit.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah. Well,
We have a trailer for Ashes of Arendelle for PvP.
Oh yeah, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of things going on in Dark Souls 3 in the next few months.
oh, by the way, Legend, did you ever mention about the new groups of PvPers?
Oh, why don't we just talk about that right now? Why don't we talk about the player covenant crazy?
Okay, I think I may have mentioned this before, maybe I haven't, but a little while ago, the metagame for single one-on-one duels was level 120.
Uh-huh.
But people were getting together and leveling up characters to level 130 so they could form gank squads that could prey upon the lower leveled 120 duelists that were hanging out outside the Pontiff Arena. This was getting out of hand, to the point where Peverson, a very famous Dark Souls player YouTuber, goes ahead and starts collaborating with a few other people to start invading the Pontiff area, cooperating, using direct communication, and then out-ganking the gank squads.
Which is pretty awesome.
And they went a step further and went ahead and created the Bloodshade Player Covenant.
Because they use bleed.
And they're edgelords. All of them. They are hilariously edgelording. To the point that it is just ridiculous. And the requirements, as I recall, were you have to use a bleed build, mainly because the bleed, it spreads across the entire character. And if everyone's using it, it doesn't matter how much Estus the other guy is drinking, you're going to go in there and you're going to bleed him out. The other thing was you needed to wear the, what's it called? The Abyss Watcher's torso. Because apparently they made their own little lore about this. Like, we are the blood that came out of the union of the Abyss Watchers when they took you on ages ago, yada, yada, yada. We rose from the ashes and we're come here to kill you. Yay.
Whatever.
But what they did was this started to spread. Oh, and of course you have to have Bloodshade in your name. This spread like wildfire. The legend of the Bloodshades took heart in so many people, and I've actually played with quite a few Bloodshades myself, though I don't personally do invasions, because I suck. I go out there, and I'll see Bloodshades all over the place. They spread like wildfire. And the other fun thing was, the Bloodshades communicate and cooperate so that they can form 3-man gank squads to counter a gank squad. But, as Peverson said, they are invaders, so the discretion is ultimately up to the Bloodshades whether or not they're going to go after you or not, or whether they're going to let you participate one-on-one.
A lot of Bloodshades were being butts about it.
Yes, and they started forming their own invasion gang squads, which is bad.
Which led to a counter movement.
A counter gang squad.
By
by
Ouroboros the
Ouroboros.
Ninja.
By Ouroboros, another famous Dark Souls YouTuber, and they've made
Crusaders.
the Crusaders Covenant, which
And-
are all I think 130 builds. All
140.
have to be Faith Lightning builds.
I should note the player level for the Bloodshades, and I believe also the Crusaders, is in fact 140, due to the fact that they
140?
want to avoid messing with the duelists.
Okay, so then 140 for the Crusaders, who also wear the Cathedral Knight helm, who all use Faith builds,
Or
and they all
lightning
have their
weapons.
own little courtesy rules as well.
Mm-hmm. So
So, in short,
we have
PvP
war.
is already messed up already, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, and I should also mention that other people are forming their own little joke covenants, player covenants, whatnot, but I think these two are going to be the main ones due to their sheer popularity.
Yeah. But I gotta wonder if FromSoft will actually take these into consideration when they make their next big Souls game.
They kind of did, with regard to Ashes of Ariandel.
Really?
You can actually link up with other players so that you can team up in 3v3 wars. And of course, they also include.
To be fair, the first Dark Souls game had that in the DLC. After you beat one of the bosses, you could access their PvP arenas.
Really?
The problem is that there was some complaints about the arenas themselves, as well as the matchmaking. So a lot of people just prefer doing it the way that it was intended to be, which is just flat out invasions and summons,
Alright.
which led to the sort of Fight Club mentality that arose out of 2 and 3.
Yeah. Though I think the Fight Club has. It's middle ground, I think. How do I put it? I think a lot more people are interested in going out there and participating in these giant 6-man wars, as opposed to going out and participating in the duels, due to the fact that a lot of people have started to kind of figure out what's the best weapon to do this, do that, and whatnot. But these wars seem to have a lot more character. But I don't know. There are still people playing both, so by all means.
Yeah. Alrighty then, so with that, the Ashes of Ariandel is looking pretty interesting. Can't wait to actually play it.
But I don't think you're
Comes
going
out-
to stick to the
comes out,
PvP, are you?
Not a fan of the PvP.
When does it come out? Does it come out next week or does it come out this week?
I think it's the end of October.
Check. Anyway, let's continue on in the meantime.
No, sorry, I was just kind of stunned because I was doing some grinding for the Dark Cloud 2 Let's Play.
Shame! You have been multitasking all this time, Maru.
Shut up! I'm actually doing a lot better than I was when I was playing Bloodborne.
All right, it comes out just October 25th.
So end of October. So
Yes.
I have time to play the Sun and Moon demo before the DLC comes out. Yay!
Yes. Also, let's see. Next, we have Tekken 7 shows a trailer for Miguel Rojo, one of the characters from new character hit the game.
Alrighty.
We have a trailer for Nidhogg 2.
I saw that one. And congratulations, fellas, for making a quirky commercial for a quirky game.
I've never played Nidhogg, so
Okay, so
It's sticky.
Nidhogg, it's Dive Kick plus Dark Souls if it was pixelated.
oh,
I tell you the one thing, the main character looks like a naked Homer Simpson.
Yeah, a lot of people. Okay, so Nidhogg, the original game, was a downloadable title for the PS3.
okay.
on the older systems, and basically what that was, it was like I said, Dark Souls plus dive kick with if it was 2D pixelated, and you basically duel to run across the end. It's like capture the flag and sword fighting all at the same time.
Yep, and I recall that the main character was called simply the Fencer.
Yeah, he was the offenser initially, and he was all blocky, and he even made an appearance in dive kick.
Huh.
Now he's coming back in Nidhogg 2.
As a naked Homer Simpson.
Huzzah!
So I guess his career kind of went to the shitter.
Well, he just looks that way. The sequel promises new weapons. The initial game only had a sword that you could use. You can use bows, axes, spears, all sorts of different weapons. All of them which have different properties, being used melee and thrown. They have special challenge matches. It's supposed to be more expanded.
Alrighty then.
So it's supposed to be coming out in 2017, and I look forward to its release.
Yee.
Alright.
Next on the list, we got the footage of Shovel Knight's cameo in Lookalele.
Yee.
And
Oh, yeah.
I am inclined to call that bat the Sassmeister of video gaming.
Well, it's basically
Kazooie.
It's Kazooie version 2.0.
Yeah, because Kazooie was
And
the same
Kazooie was
smarmy
Kazooie
bitch as
was
well.
sassy as hell can be.
Yeah.
Was Kazooie also self-aware of the game?
Yes.
Okay.
You've never played Banjo-Kazooie, have you?
No, I have not.
Alright,
You
Legend.
need to
I'm gonna have
play
to.
it.
Legend, I have an assignment for you.
No, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it.
No, what I'm asking you to do is to find a Let's Play of it and watch it.
No, there is a Let's Play. I think the Great Clement did a Let's Play of it. It's a really good one.
I think Josh Jepson also did one as well.
I also know that Grumps did one as well.
So
And,
watch
that
one
thing.
and get acquainted with it.
Get acquainted with it and Banjo-Tooie, and never look at Nuts and Bolts. Never look at Nuts and Bolts.
Oh, is that
What's
the
that?
unmentionable one you just mentioned?
Shut up. Yay.
Anyway,
Uh,
yeah, and it's a funny little cameo.
yeah,
It's a
and
nice cameo. I do appreciate it quite a bit.
it is
Alright.
pretty goddamn awesome.
Alright, before we get into... Okay, we have another indie game coming on, or I shouldn't really call it an indie game, but boy, does this game look terrible.
Oh?
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle.
Oh god, is it like a tie-in for the new movie?
No, it's not. First off,
It's
no,
the original.
No, it's not. It's supposed to be off of the original TV show.
Oh no.
But boy, does the animation suck.
Really?
I have not seen the trailer. Let me log.
Look, watch the trailer right now. Oh god, this thing. Okay, so it basically follows the plot of the show, except that Rita Repulsa is being a lot more active. Everyone is still there, with Tommy included. Everyone needs to go save the world. It's going to be a beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up. Boy, does the animation look terrible! It looks like something out of a hipster cartoon of the Power Rangers. It just looks.
No, it kind of looks like it was animated by the people who did My Little Pony.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. It looks like it was being
God.
animated. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Hey.
The only part of that that looks tolerable is the Zord. That's the only part that looks tolerable. But the monsters look terrible. The Rangers look terrible. The putties look disgusting. Even more so than usual.
Oh.
Like, everyone just said, even if the concept is good, just the art style is terrible.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, the art style just looks terrible. Ay, 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 ay.
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
Oh, if only.
Here's an interesting side movie also, since we're talking about the importance of design. Writing on Games actually discusses the importance of Blighttown, everyone's most hated part of Dark Souls 1.
And no, he's not saying he likes Blighttown. What he's saying is that Blighttown did something for everyone that was very critical to the series as a whole.
Okay, you guys need to explain this shit to me, because...
So, what do you remember of Blighttown, Zero?
It's laggy, it's big, and it's a pain in my ass.
Note the pain in the ass. How did it feel to get out of there?
Scintillating.
Exactly! But at the same time, it also felt like you'd just been run through. You've been wrung like a damp sponge. Had everything
It's
twisted
a
out
pace
of you.
changer.
No, I felt more like the village bicycle. Everyone's had a ride.
Exactly. This is a world that does not...
It's a pace changer.
What's up?
It's a pace changer.
Mm-hmm. But more than
It
that...
slowed the pace down and made you trudge through it.
Mm-hmm. And it also made very, very good use of vertical design. Whenever you go up to get the first bell and get past the gargoyles, you're always going upwards. So when you finally ring the bell, you are triumphant. You are hanging over everyone going, "Bitch, I am at the top of the food chain now." Then you get to Blighttown.
Yeah.
And you are constantly having to push yourself to go forward and down and further into this gut-wrenching abyss. And it doesn't get any better.
Into the muck.
Yeah. And then you still have to fight a boss.
Yeah.
That is punishing gameplay. But people say if you can get past Blighttown, you are going to be a hardcore Dark Souls player for the rest of your life.
Really?
Yes! And that's why it's such a critical point in the game. Because of that intense horror that you have to put yourself through and will yourself to undergo. The video, I think, goes into much, much greater detail than what I went through, but yeah, I'm inclined to agree. After Blighttown, there is nothing that could scare me.
Well, I might have to check it out afterwards. Although, I will be honest, other areas have scared me more.
Which would include?
Oh, let's see, just fighting the Nameless King.
But that was optional.
Yeah, I still put myself through it. Let's see.
Yeah, you put yourself
Fighting
through it.
Dark Beast Parl and Bloodborne.
That's also optional. Optional bosses are optional bosses. You force yourself to go through that. But Blighttown was required. Even if you took a
Technically, not even really, because you could skip through most of it if you pick the right start item.
Yeah, but if you didn't know what you were doing and you had to go through that, and didn't pick a thief or pick the master key,
Yeah.
and even then, you could still die.
Right, true.
Because you still have to
Alright.
deal with the big lumbering assholes who freaking fling toxic dung at you.
Oh, those guys I could handle. My problem was the
slow darts,
elevator.
slow darts, guys.
Excuse me?
All right, let's move on from the Dark Souls talk and let's talk about more Power Rangers again.
No! Oh, wait. I will admit, the Zords are looking pretty cool.
Again, I'm not a big fan of it.
I know, but you just said you don't watch a lot of
What were your
TV, so...
reactions to the Power Rangers teaser trailer?
Keep in mind, I was a big fan of the Mighty Morphin series.
Which the movie is based on.
Yeah, so excuse me if I'm a little bit salty or kind of just old.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yes, and I'm not particularly keen on it. But then again, that's
To
just
be fair,
me.
that's because they just, in the teaser trailer, all they showed was the teenage angst. And boy, is there a lot of teenage angst this time around.
And not to mention,
Yes, there is.
these are real reactions to someone like, oh my god, I have powers. Like, freaking out instead of like going, yeah. I mean, I'd be freaked out too. And not to mention, at the end, we get a glimpse of Rita.
She's looking different.
Yeah, you finally got to see what Miss
Creepy.
Repulsa looks like in this new form. She actually looks more like the green dragon Zord than she does a witch.
Some people are even thinking that she might be the next Ranger.
No.
I was gonna say.
Why not?
No. That just.
No. You're thinking madness, Leo. You're thinking madness. Stop staring into the abyss. Please come back. Come back to us.
Yes.
Why? I'm just staring into
Let's
Rita
go to a different
Repulsa's
abyss called Stardew Valley.
Netherrealm.
Hopefully, in
Yeah.
the next trailer, we get to see Zordon and Alpha.
I'd be curious to see what Zordon looks like now.
Yeah, he's being played by Walter White himself.
Oh
And
my
in the middle of that,
If
Yes.
he's- okay, I will admit that sounds kind of cool. Mainly just to see
Yes.
Heisenberg in the big blue tube.
Yes.
Oh no.
Also on the movie front, we have John Wick Chapter 2.
John Wick?
Yes.
It's like an action movie with Keanu Reeves as an assassin.
Have you not seen John Wick the first one?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, it is so good.
Well, maybe I'll check it out if I have the time.
You should. We are going to watch it when I come back in town.
Joy.
Trust me, you'll like this. It's actually really good. Yeah, it takes place 4 days after the timeline of the first movie.
Well, that's quick.
That's how high octane this is going to be, just straight in there.
Really?
Yep. So it's not going to be like the Bourne movies where like, oh, it takes place a couple of years after. No, 4 days, motherfucker. He gets 4 days of rest, and we go straight back into the action.
Jesus.
Yikes.
Yep. Skyrim Special Edition has leaked its system requirements ahead of schedule.
Oh, really?
Yep. Windows
So
7
everyone who
and
owns
Windows
a
8.
PC is going to need to match up to the following specs. At least the 64-bit versions of Windows 7, 8.1, or 10, which most people will have by this point. An Intel i5 minimum processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 12
Which my
gigabytes
laptop
of hard
has.
drive, 12
Not bad.
gigabytes of hard drive, and then your graphics card, which can be at base a 470 NVIDIA card or a 708070 AMD card. But for those who actually want to run it at a decent frame rate, you're going to need a better graphics card on either end in order to go ahead and make this run properly.
Yay.
Basically on par with a top-notch Spectrum like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, I saw the trailer for this. Let's just say I thought I had to clean my glasses off a few times to see if I was seeing it right.
Yeah, it looks pretty goddamn impressive.
Oh my god. I might consider.
Keep in mind that if you own a Steam version of Skyrim, you will get SE for Special Edition for free.
So, Legend's in good company.
Yeah.
Legend and I are good, but if you have it for the systems, you are going to have to buy a second copy. But keep in mind, it is a copy for the PS4 or Xboner, so it's not like you're paying it for the same system.
Not to mention that they are actually making it so you can have mods on the PS4 now for Fallout
I was
4.
going to get into that now. Yeah, apparently
About
Fallout
that.
and Skyrim Special Edition will get mod support after all for the PS4.
Yep.
Now people can stop complaining.
Okay.
No, they have good reason to complain. The thing is, the systems still haven't mentioned the fact that not all mods will be compatible. They have to fit within a certain frame.
Well, that much was already going to be assumed. Otherwise, nudie mods would have been right on top of the front of the page.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So I would have assumed that there was going to people already knew that there were going to be some sort of mod support or mod limitations, as well as like things where like you can't just put yourself as copyrighted material. People knew that.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the other thing. Since it's going to be on a different system, there's going to be a problem. Since it's going to be on a console, there is also the problem of censorship. So
Well,
that's going to be
again,
a chestnut.
but again, you opt for convenience. You get what you have to deal with all the measures.
You know what?
opt
I
to
would
do
be
it
fine
yourself.
just with any mod.
Like
Right.
which?
Because there's also mods that go ahead and alter fixes or that make different parts or do different things to it. So It depends. I haven't actually talked to anyone who has a Xbox One about either of these games, but I might have to talk to someone and see how Microsoft is handling the
Seriously,
mods.
who the hell owns an Xbox One?
I actually don't know. There's one friend of mine.
Moonsy has one now.
Okay, we need to talk to Moosey then and tell her to get one of those games. Or maybe does Moosey's boyfriend have a Xbox One too?
Actually, what he did was he got the Gears of War 4 version of the Xbox One S, and so he gave his old one to her.
Okay. Did you know if he plays Fallout 4 or Skyrim?
I know he played Fallout.
Okay, we should. Can you ask him later on and see what he says about the mod support for Fallout 4?
I don't know. I don't think he uses mods.
Oh, okay. Well then, fuck.
I don't think he's the one for mods.
All right. That's it. All right. Well then. Anyway, that's been announced. Skyrim Special Edition is coming out October 28th as well.
Very nice.
So, and everything coming out at the end of the month. Everything end of the month before Thanksgiving arrives.
Nice.
I don't have the money for a new game, but
Well, you still have it for your PC.
yeah, that I do, which I cannot use.
All right. Last two stories. First
This
off,
one is mine. This is all mine.
Okay.
Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload has been announced for the PS4 next year. Basically, the original PS Vita games have been ported in their own... The first and second game have been ported onto their own game for the disc for the PS4. Which means we got another Let's Play coming up. No, you're staying. I'm keeping you...
I'm keeping you hostage.
Yes!
I'm
You are
going
going to watch
stuff-
the
I'm going to
madness.
take-
You
I'm
are
going to take Legend and stuff him like a teddy bear.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, so long as I'm not scooped, then I might be in for it.
But yeah, I am going to sit you down. You are going to watch this blind, and you are going to watch the madness unfold.
How can I watch something blind?
You know what I mean.
It's like I just thought about it. A blind see-through. This you're going to watch this blind. This is take it literally. This is absolute horseshit. Anyway,
Danganronpa 3 is also supposed to be coming out in Japan in January without a Western release date yet. Hopefully that will be announced soon.
By the way,
And
it's Danganronpa V3, not to be confused with Danganronpa 3, the animes.
Wait, so the anime is called 3.
The game is called V3, and there's two different arcs of Danganronpa 3 for the anime. There's the future arc, which shows
Why Japan?
to
Which-
confuse us.
because Japan.
Yeah, and by the way, let's see. Danganronpa 3 Future Arc takes place after 2. Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc takes place before either of the games. And basically you have to watch Future, Despair, basically like that. Watch one episode of Future, one episode of Despair. Future, Despair, Future, Despair. And then they have a 30-minute special that ties everything up in a neat little pretty little bow.
How much butter is involved?
Oh my. Well, but yeah, it's a very fun series. It's basically more like a high-octane Phoenix Wright.
With more blood, if that was possible.
By the way, the blood's pink.
Joy! That way it won't gross me out.
Oh,
It'll just make me think they're aliens.
No, we'll just think they bleed Pepto-Bismol.
Starting to think I need a little bit more of Pepto for all the salt that is accruing.
And for the last story of the evening, the Fab Four are getting their own Lego set.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
That song's gonna be in my head now.
You're welcome.
I would like
Yes.
to note that I've actually been to the Cirque du Soleil in Vegas for the Beatles. I've seen Love.
Oh, how was that?
Loud. Unfortunately,
Loud.
a lot of the major actors had started to move on, but they kept a lot of the core elements. But I swear to you, they at one point they basically recreate the bombing of London on stage for you, and they also recreated the decibel range of the bombs going off with gloves
Do I
flying.
want to know what song that came up after that?
What? What song came up after that?
I think he's actually asking.
Which song was coming up during that? Oh, Eleanor Rigby.
Really?
Yeah, after the bombing was over, Eleanor Rigby came on.
Eleanor Rigby.
That's actually one of my favorites, to be honest.
Since I got my bigger iPod, I actually put all the Beatles music I have on there. I actually might listen to it in the car.
Well, now we've given you something to do.
Well, after this whole thing's over, I gotta go out and do some more, catch more Pokemon.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end off the podcast here because that's all the notes and my throat is starting to kill me.
I wonder if they're going to make a Beatles Lego video game.
You
Oh,
know they're
that'd be
probably
so
going to put the
cool.
Beatles into Lego Dimensions.
You could. Oh my gosh.
So the Beatles alongside Sonic, Harry Potter. That is the weirdest acid trip.
And not to mention,
Dumbledore and
I was saying, didn't the Beatles have their own video game like a few years ago?
The Rock Band, yeah.
Yeah, that one. And that was actually really good.
It was. I still have it. Heck,
I
my
still play
dad
it.
still plays it.
Let me guess.
I still play it.
The sounds of Here Comes the Sun sometimes permeate the evening air.
Well, he hasn't played it so much recently, but it used to be. My personal favorite, though, was I Am the Walrus, just because of how batshit it is.
Isn't your stand Northern song?
It is.
I've heard that song. That is a weird-ass song.
It is.
Go,
I
go,
love it.
Kajoo.
Even though your stand basically looks like the walrus.
Oh, the chords are going wrong. And
Is
with
it
that-
basically like Forever? Or not? Sorry. Isn't his stand like Forever? But instead of it being a orangutan, it's basically a walrus in a captain's outfit.
Basically, it looks like Heineman from the Mythbusters. It looks-
Only more walrus, if that was possible.
Yeah, basically a psychedelic Jamie Heineman with a pipe that blows out psychedelic hallucinogenic smoke.
And the only way that you can cure yourself is to hit me, but good luck doing that.
Fun.
Fucking hell, I need to design that. I'm going to have to ask you what JoJo outfit you want to be in.
Okay.
You have no idea.
There are quite a few JoJos that I have to go through, and I don't know which ones.
And I'm not
I
just saying JoJo in general. I mean every character.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, I think that's it. What's coming up on the channel? More Dark Cloud 2.
And less of the top 5 games that you despise.
RPGs that I have played that I hate.
And here's more no normal type review. Hey!
Well, keep in mind, we're
No.
going to have to do... We're not doing the type...
I
we're
know.
not doing the type reviews. We're
I
trying...
know, but it's just a little nod to
we
the
need to
running
do a
gag.
podcast probably next podcast. I would say we can start discussing. I think it's normal types, and I think I had fairy types on the docket next also, or bug types.
How
No, bug
appropriate.
types.
Well, what we were going to do was we were going to make a special side podcast for the type reviews.
Okay. Well, we'll have to go ahead and schedule in some of those.
Yeah.
But I think normal and bug are on the docket next, so that might be what we do as our next recording then.
It would be
Oh, that'd be
interesting to
fun.
fit the normal types and the fairy types together simply because of the fact that so many normal types became fairy types with the advent of Gen 6. So
I think we should do that then.
That's a good idea. I have no
I
problems
think
with
our podcast will cover at least either 2, maybe 3 types,
that.
depending.
2 types. If we do 3 types, it'll get too condensed. I think 2 types is good enough.
All right then. So, I guess with that, we'll call it off here.
Yep.
So keep watching the channel for more Let's Plays and more podcasts and more just stupid shenanigans in general.
we are listening, so please Keep commenting. We love to hear from you.
Yeah. By the way, thanks for all the
Yes.
comments on the episode where we asked you what would you prefer for the Let's Play progression.
We have heard.
Yep. So with that, I guess this is Death Zero.
It's Julio Force.
This is Akari.
And this is Legend Hunter. Signing out.
Later, guys.
See you later.